Hi, welcome to Blue UK Jazz Dance. And it's not only welcome to Blue UK Jazz Dance, Blue UK Jazz Dance matters. I'm Manchester's last and longest freestyle dancer, longest UK jazz dancer. And what happened was dancers gave up the art form because they lost belief in it. And that belief was kicked out of many dancers around 1986 due to a film called Absolute Beginners. Absolute Beginners was a film that was either to make it or break it for UK jazz dance. It was the biggest commercial movie ever made in Britain, the biggest budget movie, and three of the commercial dancers of UK jazz dance from the north, the Midlands and the south were involved in this film, and they got debased and the culture was debased. And that was in line with how the society, the underground society, had portrayed us through Western DJs' eyes, through Western journalists, photographers, filmmakers' eyes, who disrespected African Caribbeans and Africans who were the pioneers of this art form. And it was a shame because what it was basically a solution to new careers and employability for talented individuals in Britain, African diaspora people in Britain, who never got an opportunity to be in the creative industry. And they never got involved to be in the creative industry because of the Black and White Minstrel Show. The Black and White Minstrel Show was making millions of dollars in the middle class world from 1830 to 1987. And now I said the film was in 1986, so it gives you an indication. And it was on television. Black and White Minstrel Show was on television from 1958 to 78, and the only way it came off the television was through people protesting. It was put on television in 1958 because African diaspora people in Britain did not have no political clout. They were treated despicably, politically, economically, technologically, environmentally, socially, physically, intellectually, culturally, emotionally, spiritually in the society at large. And British took advantage of that. The British knew their colonies didn't have no power. When people came here in 1950, Britain was still colonized people. And what happened, they saw them as inferior to who they were, and they showed that through their arts. May I say, again, Black and White Minstrel Show, 1930 to 1987. But remember, before that, they had, which was called Jim Crow laws, 1740. What happened in 1750? Jim Crow came about where blacks started to ridicule blacks. Before that, slavery. And they treated all their people in slavery, the men and women, in despicable ways, do you understand? And promoted negatives about them through writing, which is important, and they promoted a negative about us. So here, what's important for my work, I show respect for who I am. My work, I dignify myself as an artist to the world. I portray a positive image, and I created a core mission statement to support the positive images of my African Caribbean heritage arts. Why would I do that? Because they were both debased. And what happened was we used them for rites of passage, and until we reclaimed the dignity, honour of how we used our arts, I couldn't use them for what I wanted to use them for. I wanted to use the arts as a vehicle, as I used a vehicle to improve my emotional intelligent leadership, my creative leadership, improve my resilience, to prove my communication skills. And the only way I could do that was through me dignifying how I use the art myself. It has to come from me, and then showing how I did it for others, which I did with my son and his peers and my friends. So my work as a dancer matters because it's my voice as well. As a dancer was written off in the society at large with special education needs. So it's one of my voices, or one of many voices, as artistic voice. It's my special education needs voice, because what happened through dancing, I realized that I had the intelligence to learn, think and develop, because I wrote my own plays, I composed my own plays, I directed them, I produced them, I did everything to do with them. And where in a society that told me I was incapable of leading self, leading others and leading organizations, I went on to lead organizations. This piece I composed myself, I put it together, I thought about everything I wanted to do. It takes to study physical comedy. I studied Burt Williams, black comedian and white comedians, people like Charlie Chaplin, people of the silent world. I studied silent movies to put this together. It's a highly complex piece. And what happened was, there was no school. I created my own school. I created my own center of training, my own center of research and development. and did my own work. Do you understand? And I've done it in a dignified way. What I do, I promote positive images through the work I do. So blue UK jazz dance matters because it says who I am, what I am, where I come from. My father's Jamaican, mum's Grenadian. And what happened, I reflect in my UK jazz dancing through the DNA, my Grenadianness and my Jamaicanness. Do you know what I'm saying? As well as my Africanness, as well as the Westernness, because I have Scottish within my own blood. Do you understand? As an individual. So what happens is blue UK jazz dance matters because it says who I am, what I am, where I've come from, the journeys I've been through, the dance journeys I've been, and it tells people what journeys I've been through. I talk about dance brought me through struggle to success. It gave me a positive mindset. And that's important as a person who was written off in society, who was made to feel inferior. It's important when people know that the brain shrinks when you have low self-esteem, and that's what the society at large tried to do to me. They did make me feel that low self-esteem, but I had positive parents who came from working class background who believed hard work will enable you to change your life. They believed that I can hurdle the barriers that stopped me from achieving. And I was told I'd never go to university, I'd never get into higher education, I was incapable of O levels, etc. Well, I did go into higher education, and ironically, that was to do dance, that was to do drumming, that was to do theatre, that was to do arts administration, and business management, and arts management, yeah? And I won an award for that at university in 05, 07 to 09. I was at university 05 to 09. What gave me the belief I could go through university was me being a professional dancer. It gave me such belief in myself. When people wrote off dance, I trained my son to be a dancer. Not for him to be only a dancer, for him to have it as a life skill, because I realised what happens is dancers get thick skins, that what we call rhino hide. They learn to take disappointment, get up, wipe themselves off and move forward, because you have to go to auditions. It's about trying and trying again, pushing the boundaries of who you are. Do you understand? And that's what I'm doing as an artist here. I'm pushing the boundaries of who I am as an artist. Blue UK Jazz Dance. Blue UK Jazz Dance matters.